The day of Itsy Bitsy Pumpkin. It all started the day before Halloween. The town held a contest for the largest pumpkin, and old Mr. Green won the prize. Mr. Green's pumpkin was many times bigger than the second person's pumpkin. Everyone wondered how he grew such a large pumpkin, but he proudly straightened his neck, had his nose in the air, and said, "This is not strange at all. You just have to be an expert like I am." By the order of the mayor, the people emptied Mr. Green's pumpkin, carved his eyes and mouth, and lit several large candles inside its stomach, then placed it on a platform in the middle of the city square. After that, they arranged tables and chairs around it and celebrated Halloween night. People were celebrating and dancing, but little by little they noticed something strange. Mr. Green's pumpkin was still growing and getting bigger. Within an hour, the pumpkin had grown so large that it covered the entire town square. Now the pumpkin was also making noises. All the people of the town were celebrating except one person. He was none other than Peter, the scientist. Peter was always angry. With curly hair sticking up in the air and a serious expression, he always stared at people from behind his glasses and said, "Human life on this planet has become so horrible that it doesn't need a scary Halloween party. We do not respect nature. The earth is being destroyed. This is scary, not those ridiculous costumes, masks, and a pumpkin with a crooked mouth." But no one paid attention to his words. Now everyone was scared. The mayor sent someone to look for Peter, the scientist. After all, he was the wisest person in the whole city. Peter came with his magnifying glass and microscope. When Peter arrived, Pumpkin was devouring the treats on the tables. Like others, he had never seen anything like this before. He had not even read about it in his books. Peter slowly approached the pumpkin from behind. Apart from him, no one dared to go forward. Peter placed his magnifying glass on the pumpkin's skin. The pumpkin was tickled and made a sound like laughter. "Ha ha 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 ha! Ho 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 ho!" After a while, Peter frowned and got angry. He went on top of a table, stood there and said, "Cheating, cheating." The gardener has used chemical fertilizers and pesticides more than the law. I mean a lot. Everyone looked for Mr. Green, but they did not find him because he ran away and hid. Before Peter said anything, he knew what he had done. A very urgent meeting was held in the corner of the square. Everyone made an offer, but one was more useless than the other. One said, "Mr. Green is guilty. We should throw him in the belly of the pumpkin so that he can stab it and cut it into pieces." Another person said, "Mr. Green should be forced to tickle the pumpkin night till morning and morning till night so that the pumpkin laughs and doesn't get a chance to grow." Another person said, "Let's take the pumpkin to the edge of the cliff and throw it down so it breaks into pieces." But who could move such a big pumpkin? The pumpkin that now could bite. The mayor was so upset by the people and their solutions that he wanted to cut his head off. Suddenly, Peter, who was still standing on the table, said, "I know the solution. But there is one condition." "What condition?" they all asked together. Peter adjusted his glasses on his face, raised his index finger in the air, and said, "You must promise to respect nature from now on. Do not contaminate plants, trees, water, and soil with chemical fertilizers and pesticides. I mean, take care of the planet in any way you can." When everyone promised, Peter said, "I have a shrinking potion. We also need a big ladder, a bow, and some rope." Someone brought the ladder. Someone brought the bow, and Peter also brought the shrinking potion from his laboratory. Peter tied the potion to the arrow and then said, "Now someone should climb the ladder and throw this shrinking potion into the pumpkin's mouth with this bow and arrow." No one volunteered. Suddenly, Mr. Green came out from under a table and said, "I'm very sorry. Let me do this." Then he climbed up on the ladder and pulled the bow as far as he could and very carefully threw the potion into the pumpkin's mouth. Everyone was staring at the pumpkin and waiting to see what would happen. A moment passed, and first a very big puff came out of the pumpkin's mouth, which smelled like pumpkin pie. After that, the pumpkin started to get smaller and smaller until it was the size of a thimble. People cheered. The mayor ordered to make a glass box for the Itsy Bitsy pumpkin and put the box on a platform in the middle of the square and light a candle in it at nights so that the people would remember what they promised to Peter. Peter the scientist named the day after Halloween as the Itsy Bitsy Pumpkin Day, and every year people held a celebration on that day to remember to take care of the earth. Please like and subscribe if you liked the story.